What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. Here we have what's making Marincess players cry and Mermail players freaking rejoicing in the streets right now. Seriously, run out the door and start slamming it over. Go ahead and shout. It's 3 a.m. because Konami did what they did with Thunder Dragons. They took one card and derived an entire archetype out of it that's going to breathe life into something old this time. The deep sea theme is revealed and it is freaking awesome off the bat. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Enough hyping it out. We have a level 1 here that is an awesome card. This is Deep Sea Artisan, and just from the first effect alone, you'll know how crazy this is. If this card is added to the hand from the deck or graveyard, you can reveal this card and look at your opponent's hand. Do you know how huge that is? Knowing what hand traps you're about to have to play through, knowing what your opponent has access to and how to set up your board in accordance when you're playing with tools like Abyss Gaios, and you're also playing with tools like, you can use Nept Abyss as a cost to get goons out and make sure you're getting something like this because it is a sea serpent. The second effect is if this card is special summoned, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, then target one level 4 or lower water monster in your graveyard, except for Deep Sea Artisan. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. So it further gets something to the board for you to continue your plays with. It's an extender that allows you to actually see everything your opponent has coming. Now, I actually haven't read this next card. This is Deep Sea Sentry. A level 2 water sea serpent effect monster, attack 400, defense 2000. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn each. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, oh, that sounds like some Mermail and Atlantean synergy. You can banish one card from your opponent's hand face up until the end phase. So you kind of get another peek if you didn't get to that first access, and it takes away something that they could do. If this card is special summoned, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard. Then target one level 4 or lower water monster in your graveyard except Deep Sea Sentry. Add it to your hand. So the first one is special summon but negates, the effects are negated. This adds it to your hand, which can add this to your hand to get its effect applied. And if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't say look at your opponent's hand. It says you can banish one card from the hand face up. I wonder if this is random or if you look. I wonder how this is going to be ruled versus this wording, because usually it specifies here. It's probably random by how it's worded. Next, we have Deep Sea Minstrel, a level 3 water sea serpent tuner effect monster, because we already know there's a synchro coming. Attack 1200, defense 1500. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn each. You can discard this card and one water monster. Reveal your opponent's hand, and if you do, banish one card from their face up until the end phase. So again, we get that theme of robbing cards from the opponent's hand, but only until the end phase. If this card is special summoned, you can send the top 3 cards of the deck to the graveyard. I'm getting the theme goes with their levels now. I just got that. Then target one level 4 or lower water monster in your graveyard except for Minstrel and place it on the top or bottom of the deck so you can put a resource back in deck for later. Next up, we get to the synchro. I have not gotten to read through her. Deep Sea Princess Prima Donna, level 7 water sea serpent synchro tuner effect monster. I love synchro tuners. There's a little bit of a Halifibrax, as we now know him, synergy. Attack 1500, defense 2700, and it's one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. Completely generic. Okay, why not? You can only use this card's name's first and third effects once per turn each. You can target one of your opponent's banished cards, take one level 4 or lower water monster from your deck, and either add it to your hand or special summon it. And if you do, add the target to your opponent's hand. Okay, so basically you already robbed it from their hand for free earlier in the turn, and you're like, here, you can have it back, I guess, instead of shuffling it away with Omega. Okay, makes sense. A synchro monster that was synchro summoned using this card as a material cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. Targeting immunity to whatever this is going up into, and you have access to a level 1 for sure. That's pretty big. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one banished card, shuffle it into the deck. So when you synchro summon using this, you can further get rid of the resources that you've robbed them of permanently previously in the turn. Let's not forget we already have Sea Diva, an insanely broken card for its time that mixes straight in here. So the archetype does have an extra card past these reveals. And then we have Deep Sea Aria, a normal spell card. You can activate one card with this card's name per turn. Banish a water monster from your graveyard. You're going to do that very easily between Mermails and Atlanteans to have the cost for this. Add a level 4 or lower Sea Serpent monster from your deck. Neptabyss is a Sea Serpent. In fact, I think all the Atlanteans are Sea Serpents. This is freaking huge because you toolbox pretty much whatever you want between old and new. Mermail Atlanteans are back, baby. Now, not turning this into a market watch, but there is something interesting you'll notice when you go to the market, at least tonight, in case any crazy buyouts are happening throughout the day. Atlantean Dragoons and Astral Pack 2 kind of got re-waved, aka they were the Astral Packs used for the charity day that Konami ran for people bringing in canned foods to their locals and getting packs. So you see in abundance, I guess you could say the market is flooded with these cards. Yeah, I've been holding that one in. So Dragoons is at its cheapest point in history for a very long time. It's been hard to get these for under 80 until recently, and there is just a bunch to be had right now. So if you've been waiting to hollow out your deck, you can bet this is gonna hype things back up, and I would be getting these sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra and supporting the channel directly. People will be wanting these cards once again. Players who have quit the game that sold off their deck once will definitely be looking at this as well, because Mermails are deep-rooted, as are Mermail Atlanteans, in how people have played for a very long time. And you have people who've just kept this deck and sold everything else off, so they'll already have access and be ready. It looks like Konami's just like, you get legacy support, you get legacy support, we're bringing all the decks back. That's really what it feels like they're going with these later releases. But yeah, you have access to hollowing out this deck cheaper than ever while it is still very expensive. The Mermail side is what I would think is going to end up going way higher. And when we look through, a lot of its price points versus what it used to be are still very, very affordable to get. Now, Abyss Gaios, he's gone quite up over time, and I think he'll be kind of the buyout focus of this point moving forward, because he just has so few printings and Konami's not necessarily looking at Gaios, yet that synchro happens to be, well, a 7. And I just realized I'm not on the market watch scene for you guys. That is completely my bad. Professional videographer here, I swear. So I was just trying to show off the point of Atlantean Dragoons and them. They're towards 55. We see also Marksman is lower than ever, and the Mermail stuff is, even for the ultimate hollowed out stuff, cheaper than it's ever been to this point. It's definitely going to be going up here, I would think. But yeah, short on quantities is Gaios for both this and the ultimate rare, although somehow there's more prices for the ulti than the ultra. And Deep Sea Diva does have a old turbo pack version that's a super, but it got another hollow foil version and Duelist Saga, so it's not like she's just going to get ripped off the market, although Duelist Saga was a while ago and there's not the most of these. So I'd have to imagine they're going to look somewhere and reprint Deep Sea Diva again if they're giving a whole archetype towards her. We did get Thunder Dragon holographic after a bit when we got Thunder Dragons as an archetype, so maybe at the start of the format we won't have that. But definitely cool of Konami to be looking back and really exploring and creating full archetypes based off something that was cool in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. I've got to give them props. This is awesome. They made it pretty busted for the first reveals. We got a Searcher, we got a Synchro Tuner that matters, we have kind of hand looping aspects, which is scary when I start to think about Mulan Glacia. That's actually really frightening. Konami might not be learning from its own history there. Hand looping decks tend to really get kicked out of a metagame very fast, so you have the ability to banish cards, scoop them away, synchro up further into Omega, Mulan Glacia. This is actually getting really freaking frightening the more I think about this. This is crazy. So yeah, I would consider what you want for the decks sooner than later, such as Mulan Glacia as well, especially if you are one of those people that fully hollow out their Mermail deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already for this high quality content where I mess up my scenes. Please also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the discussions and this late night news. For some reason, somehow, the late night news videos tend to do pretty good overall. And we'll be choosing the giveaway of this from that Market Watch. So if you haven't seen my last Market Watch, definitely go enter that giveaway. And check out the Senka support. Should be both of those will be linked here on the screen right about now for you guys. Thanks for watching, everybody.